Ethan was a 16-year-old boy who loved exploring mountains and mysterious places. During his school vacation, he visited a small village near a mountain known as Mount Whisper. The villagers believed that the mountain could whisper the names of people who entered its forest. One morning, Ethan found an old notebook in his grandfather's attic. Inside was a hand-drawn map of Mount Whisper. At the bottom of the map was a strange message. Follow the blue stones before the mountain wakes. Ethan became curious. He packed his backpack with water, food, a flashlight, a compass, and the old notebook. He entered the mountain forest. After several hours, he discovered the first blue stone, then another, and another. The stones formed a hidden trail leading deeper into the forest. As the sun began to disappear behind the mountains, Ethan heard a quiet sound. Ethan? He stopped walking. He looked around. Nobody was there. Then he heard the voice again. Ethan. This time, it seemed to come from somewhere inside the mountain. Ethan followed the blue stones until he reached a narrow valley surrounded by tall cliffs. A thick layer of mist covered the ground. In the middle of the valley stood an enormous stone door. There were 3 symbols carved into it. A moon, a mountain, a tree. Ethan opened his grandfather's notebook. The same symbols appeared on one of the pages. Underneath them was a sentence. The mountain reveals its secret only to those who listen carefully. Ethan examined the symbols. He noticed that the tree symbol was surrounded by small blue marks. He pressed it. Crack. The stone door slowly opened. Behind it was a hidden passage. Ethan entered carefully. The walls were covered with ancient drawings showing people, mountains, rivers, and stars. At the end of the passage, he discovered a huge underground chamber. In the center stood a stone platform. On it was an old metal box. Ethan opened the box. Inside was a journal belonging to an explorer who had disappeared many years ago. The final page contained a surprising message. The mountain does not whisper to scare people. It whispers to warn them. Suddenly, the ground vibrated gently. Ethan looked toward the entrance. The mist outside was moving quickly. He realized he needed to leave. Ethan hurried back through the passage. As he reached the stone door, he heard the whisper again. Turn back. This time he understood. The mountain was warning him about a large rock slide further along the trail. Ethan changed direction and followed another path shown on the old map. A few minutes later, rocks fell across the trail he had planned to take. Ethan stood silently. If he had continued along the original path, he would have been trapped. He quickly returned to the village and told the villagers what had happened. The local authorities checked the mountain and discovered that part of the slope had become unstable. The hiking trail was closed until it could be made safe. Ethan also showed them the explorer's journal. Researchers became interested in the historical drawings and the unusual environment inside the mountain. The hidden chamber was protected, and Ethan promised not to reveal its exact location to tourists. Before leaving the village, Ethan returned to the forest one last time. He stood near the first blue stone. The mountain was completely silent. Then a gentle wind passed through the trees. For a moment, Ethan thought he heard a final whisper. Thank you for listening. Ethan smiled. He had entered the mountain hoping to discover a mysterious secret. Instead, he learned that nature should not only be explored but also respected. From that day forward, Ethan became interested in geology, mountains, and environmental protection. He kept the old notebook as a reminder of the adventure. On the final page, he wrote, "Sometimes the greatest mystery is not finding the unknown, but understanding the warning it gives us."